It is an act of evil on a scale that we've never seen in this country before. At 7:15 this morning, in a Virginia Tech dormitory, a lone gunman shot and killed 2 people, beginning what would be...
Hello, and welcome to Crime Time with the EZ. Yes, the King, where we turn criminals into the roaches that they are, and then stomp on them, or make them disappear. Shit. Okay, now, awkward pause as I try to recover and pretend that didn't happen. Anywho.
Today, we embark on a detailed journey into the Virginia Tech shooting of 2007. On April 16th of that year, the peaceful campus of Virginia Tech in Blacksburg, Virginia, was forever scarred by an unimaginable act of violence. A lone shooter, Seung-Hui Cho, unleashed a horrific attack that claimed 32 lives and left many others injured. This tragic event not only rocked the university but also sent shockwaves across the nation. Blacksburg, Virginia, is a tranquil town nestled in the picturesque Blue Ridge Mountains. It's a place where education and community thrived, but on that spring day, it would become synonymous with tragedy. The campus of Virginia Tech, known for its academic excellence, became the backdrop for a horrifying event that would be etched into the annals of American history. To truly grasp the magnitude of this tragedy, we must delve into the life of the shooter, Seung-Hui Cho. Born in South Korea, Cho moved to the United States as a child. As he grew older, it became clear that he struggled with mental health issues, including severe anxiety and depression. His social isolation and disturbing writings were cause for concern among those who knew him, but the extent of his darkness remained largely concealed. In the months leading up to the shooting, Cho's behavior became increasingly erratic and alarming. He displayed a fascination with violence in his writings and even sent a package containing a disturbing manifesto to NBC News. These red flags, combined with his history of mental health treatment, should have raised alarms. But due to gaps in the mental health and gun control systems, Cho was able to legally purchase firearms. The morning of April 16, 2007, began like any other for the students and faculty at Virginia Tech. However, it soon spiraled into a day of unimaginable horror. Cho's rampage commenced in a campus dormitory, where he shot and killed 2 students, Ryan Clark and Emily Hilscher. But this was just the beginning. Cho's rampage continued as he made his way to Norris Hall, a building filled with classrooms and students. Inside, he unleashed a nightmare, systematically shooting into classrooms and halls. The scenes that unfolded were beyond comprehension, students and faculty fighting for their lives, acts of heroism, and unimaginable loss. In the wake of the tragedy, swift and heroic actions were taken by law enforcement and emergency responders. The campus was placed on lockdown, and a massive manhunt for Cho ensued. But before he could be apprehended, Cho took his own life, ending the carnage. The Virginia Tech shooting had a profound impact on the nation. It sparked heated debates about gun control and mental health care, leading to changes in policies and legislation. The tragedy served as a stark reminder of the importance of identifying and addressing mental health issues in individuals who may pose a threat to themselves or others. Amidst the darkness, the Virginia Tech community displayed remarkable resilience. Memorials, including the iconic Hokie Stone, were erected to honor the victims. Scholarships were established in their names, and the university, its students, and alumni vowed to carry on the legacy of those lost. The Virginia Tech shooting of 2007 remains a somber chapter in American history, one that challenges us to remember the lives lost and to strive for a safer and more compassionate society. As we reflect on this tragic event, may it serve as a reminder of the importance of mental health awareness, responsible gun control, and the resilience of communities in the face of unimaginable adversity. Thank you for joining us on this journey of remembrance and reflection.
It is an act of evil on a scale that we've never seen in this country before. At 7:15 this morning, in a Virginia Tech dormitory, a lone gunman shot and killed 2 people, beginning what would become the deadliest shooting spree in U.S. history. More than 2 hours later, undetected, he had reached an engineering classroom building where he killed 30 people more. The rampage ended when the gunman, still in the classroom building, turned one of his semi-automatic pistols on himself. What happened in those 2.5 hours was a nightmare of unprecedented proportion. 32 were killed, including the gunman. 33 died, and more than 25 other people were injured, many of them tonight fighting for their lives. There are troubling questions in the aftermath. Why were students innocently sitting in class 2 hours after the first shooting incident? We're going to begin tonight with ABC's David Curley, who is on the Virginia Tech campus. David?
Charlie, stunning sadness here. The full scope of what happened is still sinking in. So many dead, so many shots fired. In fact, you can hear 27 of those shots and the terror of this morning on a scratchy video. The sounds of a massacre underway, captured on a student's cell phone.
Whoa!
The guy comes into the room and he starts shooting. He shoots at our professor first. He continued firing for about a minute and a half. After that, he just stopped shooting and ran out and went on to another room because we heard more shots fired.
Despite what Trey Perkins knew, for much of the morning, this campus and the country believed only one person had been killed, several wounded.
Everyone was walking, and then the police started driving up the hills, and they just said run, so everyone had to start running, and then we heard gunshots.
Then, this stunning news from the campus police chief.
We have a ballpark figure on the fatalities. It's at least 20 fatalities.
But that estimate proved too low. 4 hours later, the full scope of the carnage.
It is now confirmed that we have 31 deaths from the Norris Hall, including the gunman.
It was 7:15 this morning when the first 911 call was made. Shots fired at West Ambler Johnston dorm, home to nearly 900 freshmen. The shooting, according to witnesses, was on the woman's 4th floor. 2 are reported dead there. University police thought it was an isolated incident. No campus-wide lockdown was ordered. But 2 hours later, on the other side of campus in the engineering building Norris Hall, the rapid firing of a gun in classrooms. Students barricading the doors from the inside to keep the gunman out. Others trying to escape any way they could.
We were just sitting in class, and all of a sudden we heard these loud banging noises. We weren't sure if they were construction, because we had stuff going on in the building next door. And all of a sudden we heard some screaming coming through the walls. Everybody started to panic. We were going to run out the front door, and someone opened it, and we heard shots coming down the hallway, so everybody started jumping out of the window.
But for 30 students, 30, there was no escape. The gunman, described by one student as an Asian American about 6 feet tall and wearing a cargo vest, killed himself.
I cannot begin to convey my own personal sense of loss over this senseless and incomprehensible heinous act.
Throughout the day, SWAT teams swarmed over the campus, which was locked down after that second shooting. Campus officials say they are still trying to identify all the dead. 32 families will be hearing the news that their student's life was taken on this April morning. Officials still won't link these 2 shootings, but they say they are not looking for another gunman tonight. 15 are being treated in the hospitals around this area this evening, some for gunshot wounds, some for broken bones who jumped out of the windows to try and escape that barrage of bullets. Charlie?
David, one of the first things parents do in a situation like this is want to rush to their kids. And there are 25,000 students on that campus. I would suspect there are an awful lot of parents showing up.
Yeah, absolutely. I talked to some parents on the phone, and the phone was really the lifeline for so many. They found out their children were okay. But we've heard that the highway leading down from Northern Virginia down to this area has been packed with people, parents coming to see whether it's their child that may have been killed in this carnage.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Probably one of the worst things I've seen in my life.
Behind the 3 hours of horror today in Blacksburg, Virginia, lots of questions are in the air about what exactly happened during the deadliest shooting rampage in American history. It started early with a 7:15 911 call to report a shooting on the 4th floor of Ambler Johnston Hall, a 900-student freshman dormitory on the south side of the campus. According to police officials and students at the dorm, the event was responded to with strong but not overwhelming force. Many residents of the hall didn't even realize a shooting had occurred.
So I woke up at 8 and actually came out of the building at 8:30, and I saw a bunch of cops. So I figured they're doing a drug bust.
According to the police, the initial evidence pointed to what they called a domestic disturbance, with no clues that the shootings would continue. Over the next 2 hours, the Virginia Tech leadership team assembled, and an email was sent to the entire campus at 9:26 a.m., nearly 2 hours after the shooting was first reported. The officials did not evacuate or shut down any dorms. At 9:45, another 911 call, this time from Norris Hall, an engineering building on the north end of the campus. When the police arrived, they found the doors chained shut from the inside, and when the doors were broken down, a gruesome scene was revealed.
We're treating the entire building as a crime scene.
It was a difficult day of events to digest, made even more puzzling by the 2-hour gap between the shootings and questions about the university's response.
I mean, the people who were in classrooms, that's ridiculous. Why a person was shot at 7:15 in the morning, no one should have had classes at 8, so that no one should have been out on campus.
Police are still uncertain how or even if these shootings are related, and as they work to answer those questions, it's unlikely that anyone will ever truly understand why this occurred.
What did you think about the video? Please comment below, and please keep all involved in your prayers.